All right, welcome everyone. It is another Kubernetes 124 release team weekly meeting. This is week 3. It is the 26th of January, 2022. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone to please follow the Kubernetes Code of Conduct in all of your interactions here with us today. If you are here watching here in this meeting, please add your name to the list of attendees. And yeah, all right, to kick us off, I don't think we have any particular open discussion items, unless anyone had anything that they wanted to bring up in particular before we move on to the project updates. No, all right, in which case we'll get right into it with Grace for enhancements.
Hi everyone, enhancement status is currently green. We have 13 draft, 24 alpha, 25 beta, 13.3 deprecations. So enhancement freeze is 1 day and a week from now. So I'll be sending out a reminder to our mailing list, but also we have distributed amongst us to reach out to all the SIGs, even the ones that are not opting in, and make sure that they're not opting in.
Excellent, thank you. With those numbers, I looked on the enhancement sheet and we have like 72 total. Are there some that haven't been looked at yet, or?
There's about 5 or so that hasn't been looked at yet, but the majority of them is at risk.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that is, if all of these make it in, which they won't, but if they all do, that's a big release. That's huge. All right. If you're happy, then I'm happy. All looks good to me. Does anyone have any questions for enhancements? No. All right. Thank you so much, Grace. Moving on to Laura for CI Signal.
Hello, everybody. I am Laura, CI Signal Shadow. Hopefully you can all hear me. Okay, so giving some updates for today. On master blocking, we have 3 flakes, 2 of which have open issues, and one of which wasn't flaky enough. And then failing, we have 1. We're kind of observing it right now. Partially, it is a same test suite as one of the prior flakes. So we need to notify in the right order there, but this is kind of the reason that we're yellow right now, because we need to figure this out before the first release cut, which is planned for next Wednesday. And then master informing, there are some flakes, but no big patterns or high risk ones there right now, and no failures on master informing. And then the last bullet point I just said, but since the release cut is planned for next Wednesday, we need to address that failing test on master blocking, and that is why we are yellow. So I will be going after SIG Network. If anybody from SIG Network is here, I might be contacting you.
All right. Thank you so much, Laura. Does anyone have any questions for CI Signal? No. All right, sounds good. If you need any help getting in touch with people from SIG Network, kind of let us know, and I'm sure we can help escalate things if needed, but it should be okay. Cool. All right. Bug triage, Jyoti.
Hi. So this week, all of us are assigning ourselves issues and PRs that we want to track further. So we have a spreadsheet set up. People are assigning themselves to look at particular ones and follow them through the release. So nothing blocking there. Things are going good. We're still green. We have 1 blocking issue. The issue hasn't had any traction. It's about Docker Shim removal. An issue has been created to track all things that are affected by it. It hasn't seen any traction in the past few days, so I'll be following up on that to make sure that what we need to do is done. So I'm still calling it green because we're so early in the cycle, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Docker Shim is a ongoing source of fun, as I'm sure it will be for the entire cycle.
Yeah, and a few weeks from now, the shadows will be jumping in to do this reporting. So yeah, I'm pumped for that.
Excellent, good. Any questions for bug triage from anyone? No, okay, thank you so much. Docs, Nate. I see you furiously typing an update.
Yes, as I'm wait, there's still one more thing. We're green in docs. We're still very early in the process for us. So our shadows have been onboarded. I think they've got all the access they need. The release branch is still healthy. I've been working as I believe as Mickey with the Docker Shim removal team. There's I believe Celeste Horgan's last day is the end of this week, so I'll likely take a leadership on role on that just to keep that work moving forward. So I may roll in some Docker Shim updates into these updates just as just keeping things in the open, but that work continues, and yeah, we're great. We're in a good spot, I think.
Excellent, it's good to hear. Anyone have any questions for docs? Nope. Okay, thank you so much. All right, release notes, Lucas.
The first PR draft is on schedule to be done by the end of the day. I already have a shadow lined up for the next cut, and we're green, so that's it.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions for release notes? Nope, okay, thank you so much. Comms, Mickey.
Hey everyone. So as usual, we are just going to spend the next X number of weeks asking for everyone to add any blogs that they're interested in, or feature blogs specifically, into our blog tracking sheet. I'll be a bit more vocal, reaching out to the SIGs and asking folks about that closer to the release date. Right now, we just have one blog related to cluster lifecycle that's been proposed, but we're looking to have blogs identified for all of the key topics of the release. And in addition to that, as Nate already pointed out, we're working with the SIG docs on the Docker Shim removal process and trying to figure out the best way to coordinate communication for that. And everything is green on our end.
Cool. Any questions for comms? Nope. Okay. Thank you so much. As a general note, because both Nate and Mickey mentioned it, the Docker Shim, this is kind of for everyone's benefit, the Docker Shim kind of removal SIG docs sub-team thing has a weekly meeting on Tuesdays. I go along to that as well, just to stick my head in and say hello. Anyone who wants to come along is welcome. So if people are interested in particular in the kind of ongoing effort to document Docker Shim and Docker Shim's removal for 124, do feel free to turn up. You don't have to. Up to everyone. Anyway, back on track. Neverend, release branch management. Is Neverend on the call? All right. It doesn't appear to be. I don't know if we have anyone else who wants to take this. Presuming there isn't, the update is green, all set for the Alpha 2 branch cut next week. And they're going to be pinging the CI Signal team tomorrow. So looks good. Does anyone have any questions? I probably can't answer them, but I can forward them on to Neverend if anyone does. No. All right. Joseph, BA.
Hey everybody. I this week finally got up that shadow orientation meeting poll, so I linked it into each of your release channels. I'll be looking for your responses, and I want to try to run two. One that is kind of hopefully ideal for the Americas, and then one for EMEA as well as the Asia Pac regions. So when you get a chance, if you could try to get that in there, I will try to hold it open until maybe the weekend. And then I will shoot out some invites for next week, and we will hopefully get this done and get you some of the information you need about your questions that you may have, and then anything else that may be on your minds. Outside of that, that's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Joseph. Anyone have any questions for anything Shadow related? No. Okay. Thank you so much. Me. Team onboarding is complete as far as I'm aware. If you think this is not the case, if you are missing org membership or you are missing permissions to access something, or there's something you feel you should have, let me know and I can fix that. Either now or DM me or put in SIG release, whichever, anything you'd like. But as far as I am aware, that is complete and done, and everyone should have all the access they need, which is nice. The retro part 1 doodle is up. So something that we've started doing in the release team ever since 123, 122, I don't remember, recently, is we do a mid-cycle retro. So this, for us, will be on Wednesday, the 23rd of March. And the idea is that by doing a retro in the middle of a cycle, we can actually bring in some changes, if there's any like major changes that people want, into the cycle and prepare it for the next cycle. Because what we're finding before is if we did the retros at the end of a cycle, we wouldn't have any time to incorporate them for the next release, and it'd actually end up in the release after. So this is to help fix that. Of course, everyone is free to kind of raise any concerns that they have right now or anytime they want, but the dedicated meeting for it is there. I'll probably leave a doodle up for a week or two and then confirm the date from there. I imagine chances are I will not be able to find a date that pleases everyone, so I'll probably pick the one that pleases the most people in general, but we'll see how it looks. Other than that, they don't have any questions for me in particular about the release.
Have we got a result yet from the doodle poll on a weekly leads meeting?
No, I have not looked at that yet. I am going to look at that after this meeting and can come up with one. For everyone else's benefit, myself, the lead shadows, and the leads are going to have our own sync meeting. That will be a closed meeting just because it's easier for us to chat that way. It isn't a decision-making meeting, to be clear. It's just a chatting meeting, to be honest, just because being a lead takes a lot of effort. But no, I haven't looked at it. I'm going to look at that after this meeting, I think.
Okay.
All right. Nothing else from me. SIG Skillability, haven't given an update. I did ping them this time. I did remember to. They haven't provided an update. I'll ping them again ahead of next week. I think maybe they wanted me to ping them again. I'm not sure. I'll follow up with that. Before we take a brief look at the project board, did anyone have anything else to raise? Any other questions, comments, concerns? No. All right. Take a brief look at the project board. I don't intend to do this for too long. All right. So a bunch of these we've looked at before in previous meetings. Find a way to communicate. Did we look at this one before? Oh, Jesse is like on it right now.
Yeah, I pinged some folks, but it didn't happen. So I figured I owed the discussion, or the issue, a comment. So I'm not really sure what we want to do with it. The other things are fairly out of the scope of the comms update, the scope update, that I feel like additional issues might be good, but I don't even know if people are still interested in pursuing this. And I don't want to just open issues that hang. So,
this did come up during the call about Docker Shim, the one-off meeting. So Celeste did suggest that someone work on a document like this that focuses on the deprecations and removal process.
Well, yeah, we've already put that into the comms scope of responsibilities, so that part's addressed.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't really for us at this point. This feels like a wider scope issue to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's really specific.
the two that I see are around, a web asset that calls out deprecations and removals, which to Ray's point might be somewhat redundant. And then also there was talk about, defining personas and sort of other docs work. So yeah, I feel like those would be other issues. I just don't want to open those other issues for other people, right? And just have them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My feeling is that we've done what we need to do for this. This is no longer a release team specific problem in the sense of it's a much wider SIG doc, SIG release problem is my kind of
I
feeling.
agree with that. Yeah. Unless we're meant to lead the effort, I think I agree.
Well, even if we still lead the effort, that doesn't necessarily mean that the team has to lead the effort. I think those are two different things.
Agreed.
Okay. I think I can just remove this from my project board, is my... Or maybe I can't. Okay, I'll figure it out because I'm not too familiar with GitHub Projects, I'm going to be honest. Shadowing template for that. We looked at this last time, didn't we? And we haven't done anything with it. Okay. Automate work for an enhancements team. I always like automating work for enhancements team. Did we look at this? We didn't, did we? Oh, okay. Got. Yeah, we haven't looked at this. Okay. Automating part of a docs enhancement teams. Got some stuff in K-Roll. Okay. Again, I'm not quite sure if this is for us as a release team or just kind of, especially if it's K-Roll or Krell. People, what's the official pronunciation of that tool? Is it Krell or K-Roll?
Yeah, it's Krell.
It's Krell. Oh, never knew. I'm not sure if this is a release team topic, if you see what I mean. Unless people disagree. Do people think that this is something that we should be looking at? Or if it's something we should be pushing up to like release engineering?
Yeah, I mean, it still kind of overlaps, right? So we probably, maybe we can keep it on both boards.
There's a pull request as well. No, it's quite old. Is it just not? Oh God. Okay, well, someone needs to look at it. Like, it's approved, but it, what? Did it get held? Okay, it got approved, but then the CI just said no and we didn't fix it. Okay, cool. So it looks like we just need to fix the CI and go from there. Okay. All right. I don't want to spend too long going through the board, so I'll probably leave it here. I figure if we just look at my general idea of this, which is just look at spend a couple of minutes every time looking at stuff, just so we have an idea of what's out here. But okay, I think that's probably good enough at the moment. I think that's it, to be honest, for the agenda. If anyone had any other specific things that they wanted to discuss, or any specific issues from that board they wanted to bring up.
Is any are any of us able to create boards? I've been toying with and maybe this is something I should bring up sort of generally anyway. But I was wondering if it would be valuable to create a board for the docs team that's sort of wouldn't be a canonical sort of source of information for us, but it might be easier to track and drag things across a board rather than sort of dealing with the spreadsheet as the spreadsheet has been sort of painful sometimes for us in the past. I don't want to sort of create extra work, but I'm wondering if I could, if it might be a worthwhile exercise to have a board running in parallel to see if it is a sort of a reasonable way of managing things or looking at things for the docs team moving forward. I don't know if that's a topic for this type of meeting. I don't know how much time we've got left to talk about it, but I wanted to bring it up because it's been stuck in my head. And so I find that when things keep popping up in my brain, it's easier to just sort of say, hey, this is an idea, and see what other folks think.
I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, I'm always supportive of teams using tooling as they wish. Carla, sorry, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think GitHub projects are very useful. If you could open one of the beta projects, GitHub Projects has a new project called beta. We evaluate, if you open the CI signal, just to show people maybe they're not aware, this is a new way of doing projects, and at the top you will have views. So my recommendation, if you're going to go with this, is if you want to have everything under a single project, you can have perspectives at the top and have a view of like the Kanban board and also spreadsheets. So if you're used to on spreadsheets, then this will be like a modular approach of seeing everything, and maybe instead of creating like 6 projects, create one project and different perspectives, and you can switch from spreadsheet kind of view.
Right.
But I want to highlight that this is the new beta projects in GitHub in Knative. I'm trying to move to this to have a better way. People see data in different ways. So some people like to see the roles, some people see the Kanban board, depending what's the discussion. So before you create a lot of like projects to use in the old, evaluate if you want to use the beta, and also evaluate if you want to use one. I see this is Kubernetes or this is SIG release. I think
This is Kubernetes.
Yeah. Well, that was.
Oh, you
that was
see
part of
more
my
than
concern
me.
too.
I only see a signal. I don't see. The other ones are private.
Oh, they're
never mind.
private.
I only
Oops.
see.
I hope I haven't leaked anything too important.
Yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
Interesting. Thank you for that.
So there's a spreadsheet kind of. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned spreadsheet. So there's a kind of spreadsheet, and you saw it there.
Yeah.
It's a spreadsheet vibe to them, certainly. Okay. I mean, yeah. Sasha, if you're still around, what's the process for creating things? Do I just go clicky, or do I need to open a pull request or something?
For the project boards,
Yeah.
I don't think we have a process for it because we just have 2 project boards, right? We have SIG release and release engineering board.
Yeah.
But you can raise the same question in the SIG release channel.
Yeah. Sorry.
I would expect that it's just manually, so there's no automatism which syncs up those project boards or something like this. Yeah.
Okay.
When I requested, or basically I proposed the idea for the CI signal project board, I can also send the link.
Oh, thank you so much.
Slack. So I basically proposed the change to this project board layout, and Stephen just replied and created the board. So I guess this manual.
Yeah. Okay. Like if you feel it would be a useful thing with your team, I'm very supportive of it. I think the next step will be to open a thread in Slack, either in SIG release or in release things, and ping release team leads, I think is the name of the group, which includes Stephen, and just make sure that Stephen and Sasha are happy, and then one of us can come and do the clicky, and then you have a board.
All right. Well, I will. I'll formalize it then. I'll sort of get my rationale down on in writing and whatnot, and I will reach out. Thank you so much. I appreciate the info.
Cool.
Thanks.
Anything else before we end? And I'll give people about 50 minutes back. All right. I'm going to stop the recording.